Hey everybody, welcome to a episode of 10 minutes or less guitar tips. So today we are going to be going over the very first thing, which is our guitar neck. And no, I don't mean learning the fretboard as in what it is. We already know this is a fretboard. We already know that these dots here are markers. And we already know this bar coming down here and these bars here are frets. Okay, we already know that. We know our pickups. We're past that stage, picking up a guitar right now. But what you probably don't know, what I didn't know and no one ever taught me, so was what each chord was on each of my strings and the name of my strings. So they taught me, okay, this is my high E, my second, or this one up here was my A, this was my D, this was my G, my B, and my E. I thought, well, actually, this was my high E. That's what they taught me. So low E, high E, low pitch, high pitch. That's how they taught me. So outside of that, I got my basic, they taught me some chords right here, that was great. I learned some bar chords, I wasn't even taught to properly bar, but we'll do this another course, another quick video tip on barring, and some more down the road, but right now we're going to learn on that. What they didn't teach me was, is someone told me, find me the A on my E string, my low E, or what's known as the 6th string. So I wouldn't have known where to go. I would have been like, okay, what are you talking about? Well, there's a scale of 7 notes that you're going to find, and that's not including your sharps and your flats. We'll cover that on another time, or if we still have time in this video, we might go over, sharps and flats, but right now I want to focus on else. So I'd have no clue. Most guys learn the guitar when somebody's showing them where they picked it up, someone gave them the guitar. They wouldn't have a clue to tell you find the note on each string, and they wouldn't even know where to start. So you got your A, your B, your C, your D, your E, your F, and your G. So, and each of them will fall on every single one of these strings depending on which string you start out and pluck open. If I pluck this open, that's an open E. If I pluck this open, that's an open A, that's an open D, open G, open B, open high E. So common, that's easy, we got that down. So, but, what do I do after that? Where do I find these numbers? Well, okay, if I'm starting on this top string and I know that A to G is my number that I'm going to be using of letters, so that there's going to be those 7 in there. If I'm on my low E, so what's the next number in my alphabet? It's going to be F. And quickly, before you go here, half steps and full steps, or tones, semitones. So on the fretboard, we'll start on our 3rd. If I move to the next marker on here, my next fret on the 5th, I'm moving 1 full step or 1 tone. So if I'm on the 3rd and I only move up to my 4th fret, I am moving up a half step or a semitone. So this is important. So because when you're dealing with your B and your C and your E and your F, B, C, E, F, there is a semitone or a half step in between each of those notes. So all other notes, there's going to be a full step. And this is how you're going to know if you're going right or wrong. Because we're going to start before the nut, which is an open, and we're going to end on the 12th, which is the next octave. Open, notice, very similar, it's just an octave apart. So what I pluck here should always be the note I pluck here. So if I start A on the top or E on the top, I finish E on the 12. I start A on the E, or open A on the A string, I finish on A. G, G, or D, D, B, or G, G, B, B, high E, high E. So it's true no matter where I start on here with my open, I have to have the same, have to have the same note, because then I'm starting the same pattern all the way down to the end of my frets. So if I go E, I go F, because E, F, as I said, is a half tone. So I move 1, open, F, E, F, G. G is my 3rd, because I'm a full tone, or full step. E, F, G. After G, we don't have an H, we go back to A. A from G, or G to A, is another full step. So we end up on the 5th fret here. So what comes after A? B. B is another full step. So we go right here to my 7. So after my B, what comes next? C. Oh, whoa, wait, C. Didn't you say C follow B, there was no space? Correct. So B, C, the next, I'll move my middle finger, the next one, so which will be here on the 8th. What comes after C? D. Is there a full tone or a full step or a half step here? We have a full step, so we're going to go to the 10th. So once we get to the 10th, we're still right here. What comes after D? E. So E is another full step. So when I go down, and look, I am now on my 12th. I started E and finished D. This is going to hold true again every single string. So just practice going E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. Once you're able to go down cleanly, so go E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E. So once you can go up and down cleanly and know exactly where you're landing on, try doing that without looking at your fretboard once you're able to go cleanly up and down looking. Once you can do that with one string, go down to your next string. You know, you got your A here, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, G. What comes after G? No H, there's an A. Oh, hey, I'm on my A string again. So there we go. And this is going to hold true. So one thing we didn't tell you yet, so I didn't tell you, this is the secret in the tip here. So you only need to memorize not just 6, but 5 strings. 5 strings. Sorry, I'm still working with a thumb or finger. Thumb, it's hard to lift up. What happens on your low E happens on your high E. So whatever your notes are here, see how? So if you memorize your low E, you have now memorized your high E. Doesn't matter if you're going from the first octave down to the second octave, or continuing all the way down. So this is going to hold true. So all you need to do is learn 5, and I can get my finger out here. I don't have to try to pull this back and wait. So we got 5 strings we got to memorize. We learn the low E, so the A, the D, the G, and the B, because we will have this one memorized here once we memorize this. So again, 5 strings to memorize, because the tip is, and the trick, top and bottom string are the same notes, just a different octave apart. So hopefully you guys are, picking up on this. You learned something from this. That's nice and easy. A little bit of theory. Next video we will work on sharps and flats and what's the difference and how we find those. So practice some of the tips I told you guys about. So count up, each time, find all your notes along the E, work all the way down to your B. If you start with your open note, which you will always finish on your octave of the 12. Always. So if you get down to that 12 and you go D on the E, I'm sorry, you got it wrong. You need to go back and practice again. Trust me, I was there. And sooner or later, you're just going to go boom, 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 boom. It's not going to be easy as easy. 1-2 days maximum you'll have this down. So until the next time, I hope you guys picked up something, and we'll see you again, and peace out.